Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. We've been able to extract some vocabulary from the recording and had a really good look at it and to see what the nuts and bolts are of those licks that we copied out to see how they function. Now, what we're going to do is take some of those concepts and start to incorporate them into our own soloing. So let's take that first example, the example where the melodic minor scale was being used in that first Miles Davis lick. So let's see what D melodic minor sounds like. Okay, so that's is a different color to Dorian. So maybe it's something you wouldn't want to do 100% of the time, but it could be a really nice way to incorporate a bit of different color and add another element into the solo so it doesn't sound so vanilla flavored. So let's have a quick look at that now. I'll put the backing track on here and we'll see what that sounds like. All right, stop that. So as you can see, I was also doing a little bit of Dorian there as well, but already there's a fresh sound in that solo. So that's something that we can take on. Now let's have a look at a couple of other of these ideas. So that was just an example of me soloing with one idea, but how about I try to combine two of those ideas that we looked at. So for example, finishing the phrases on a fourth, and also that nice melodic sequence, that was in that Cannonball Adderley lick. So why don't I now try to combine two concepts, so those two. So see how each step of the way I'm being very specific about my intention when I practice each round of the backing track. So before it was just, okay, I'm just going to try to stick to the D melodic minor, but this time I'm going to combine those other two concepts and see what that sounds like. So let's give that a try. So now that we've had a look at combining those two, let's try to combine all three and see what that sounds like. So that's really only three very simple ideas, but you can see how it's already colouring the solo in a different way. And it's not like you have to try to incorporate every single vocabulary concept you know each time you solo, but these things you can kind of just keep as tools in the tool shed that you bring out when you need them. And sometimes just a little splash of, say, melodic minor or a particular, like using some fourths here and there, can really transform your soloing. Alright, so this final step is very important. The most important of all, I think. Now, thinking about what we've covered so far, we've first established the foundation, learning the chord progressions, scales and arpeggios and so on. But then we've accumulated all that jazz vocabulary, we've studied the recording, extracted ideas and concepts, and deliberately tried to incorporate them into our solos. But now it's time to let go of all that. Now, so a really nice Charlie Parker quote comes to mind, which goes something like, master the instrument, master the music, but then forget all that and just play. So this is what you have to do now. Put on a backing track and just jam over it for quite a while, even half an hour. You can do this for. Now, and don't consciously try to employ any of those concepts we studied, because that can make your playing a bit stilted. It's better to just let the music flow out. So if you've studied those vocabulary really well, you'll probably find here and there some ideas will come out quite naturally, but it's not like it's a deliberate process. And this is the way to get your music to flow really nicely and to start really communicating what you want to say on the guitar. So you're not, the vocabulary isn't an end in itself. It's really just the beginning, the beginning to be able to communicate in jazz. And that sort of flow and freedom of expression and spontaneity, that's what makes jazz really fun, and that's where the magic starts to happen. Okay folks, well that was a pretty epic one. I've been living in a cave for the past few weeks putting this all together, so thanks very much for checking this all out, and I hope you found this method as useful as I have. And before you go, if you want to get a free ebook version of this one with all the charts and backing tracks, remember to click that link below. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next lesson of Fret Dojo. Happy soloing. And for more jazz guitar lessons, tips, and free stuff, visit www.FretDojo.com.